Good morning, Harvest Kids. Welcome back to another Harvest Kids Church episode. I'm so happy to have you here with me. It's your host, Curtis. It's another blessed day, another beautiful fall day with the leaves falling from the tree. I've been enjoying all this weather. I hope you have been too. I've got some nice pumpkins with me, and I'm all set to go for Halloween. We got our Halloween costumes picked out and everything. I think we're gonna carve these pumpkins here this week. I hope you guys get to enjoy some Halloween festivities as well. So let's go ahead and get into our episode for this week. And just like we always do, we're gonna start off our service with worshiping the Lord to some music. I hope you like this one I got for you today.
More than I could ever imagine, more than I could ever request, bigger than my wildest dream or my craziest guess. You are, you are, you are greater than my heart's desire, stronger than I ever could be, better than this world I live in, and all that I see. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are, you are, and I will sing it, sing it, sing it. My God is greater, and I will sing it, sing it, sing it. My God is stronger. My God is bigger and better than all. My God is bigger and better than all. Oh, my God is bigger and better than all the world's ever seen. More than I could ever imagine, more than I could ever request, bigger than my wildest dream or my craziest guess. You are, you are, you are, and I will sing it, sing it, sing it. My God is greater, and I will sing it, sing it, sing it. My God is stronger. My God is bigger and better than all. My God is bigger and better than all. My God is bigger and better than all the world's ever seen. Oh yeah. Who is bigger? No one. Who is greater? No one. Who is stronger? No one. Who is better? No one. And I will sing it, sing it, sing it. My God is greater. And I will sing it, sing it, sing it. My God is stronger. My God is bigger and better than all. My God is bigger and better than all. My God is bigger and better than all the world's ever seen. Oh yeah.
I really hope you all enjoyed that song. It's a brand new song that I just found this week. It's always awesome when you find new worship music. New worship music is just a new way to worship God. And it's really always awesome. So let's go ahead and get into our lesson. Let's start off with our Bible verse. I'm going to put it up on the screen and we'll read it together, and we're going to add some motions to it this time. Our memory verse comes from Psalms 46:1. God is our place of safety. He gives us strength. He is always there to help us in times of trouble. Last time we did this memory verse together, I gave you 3 motions. This time we're going to add 2 more motions on top of it. Let's go through the memory verse like we did last week so you can remember what the first 3 were, and then I'll show you what the next 2 were. So the memory verse goes, God is our place of safety. He gives us strength. He is always there to help us in times of trouble. Okay, the first new motion that we're going to add to that is that when we say God is our place of safety, we're going to give ourselves a hug after we point. So God is our place of safety. Then the next part is He gives us strength. And the next new motion is we're going to point to our hand like we're pointing to a watch when we say time. He is always there to help us in times of trouble. Okay, let's try this all together. God is our place of safety. He gives us strength. He is always there to help us in times of trouble. What do you guys think? I like these motions. I think it fits very well with our Bible verse. Okay, next up, we're getting right into our Bible lesson for this week. As you know, we're continuing our spy series. We have another great story about a spy. And even more amazing is what God does through this spy and just the amazing wonders that He provides for this spy. It's almost magical how God works sometimes. And you'll see once we start reading this story. So let's get into our story now so you can see what I'm talking about. Our Bible lesson today comes from Judges chapter 7. This story starts off with God working with a man named Gideon. He is having Gideon come and take over a city. But Gideon's a little bit nervous about how God decides to take over this city. As you'll see in this story, it may not have been what we would have chosen to do, but God chose to do it this way because He would be glorified through these actions. So let's read. The Lord said to Gideon, I will deliver you with the 300 people I have chosen, and I will hand over the Midianite people to you. But everyone else is to go home. So Gideon sent all the Israelites to their tents, but kept the 300. They took the people's provisions and their trumpets. The camp of Midian was below him in the valley. That night the Lord said to him, Get up and go into the camp, for I have given it into your hand. But if you are afraid to go to the camp, go with Purah your servant. Listen to what they say, and then you will be strengthened to go into the camp. So he went with Purah his servant to the outside of the camp. There all the Midianites were there, and they settled down in the valley. They were like a swarm of locusts. Their camels were so numerous, they were like the sands of the seashore. When Gideon arrived, there was a man telling his friend about a dream he had. He said, Listen, I had a dream. A loaf of bread came tumbling into the Midianite camp, struck a tent, and it fell. The loaf turned the tent upside down, so it collapsed. His friend said, This is nothing less than the sword of Gideon, son of Joshua, the Israelite. God has handed the entire camp over to him. When Gideon heard the story of the dream and what it meant, he bowed down and worshipped. He returned to the Israelites' camp and said, Get up, for the Lord has handed the camp over to you. Then he divided the 300 men into 3 groups and gave each of the men a trumpet in one hand and an empty pitcher with a torch inside it in the other. Watch me, he said, and do the same. When I come to the outside of the camp, do as I do. When I and everyone with me blow our trumpets, you are also to blow your trumpets all around the camp. Then you will say, For Yahweh and for Gideon. Gideon and 100 men who were with him went to the outside of the camp. At the beginning of the first watch, they blew their trumpets and broke the pitchers that were in their hands. The 3 companies there blew their trumpets and shattered their pitchers. They held their torches in their hands, their trumpets in their right hands, and shouted, A sword for Yahweh and for Gideon. Each Israelite took his position around the camp, and the entire Midianite army fled and cried out as they ran. When Gideon's men blew their 300 trumpets, the Lord set the swords of each man in the army against each other, and they fled. Wow, what a crazy story. Another great story, guys. This story really is amazing. I mean, think about how Gideon must have felt, only having 300 men versus an entire army. But what this lesson is trying to teach us is that even when we have doubts, God can give us courage. He can give us strength. He can give us the power that we need to overcome any obstacle in our life. But let's be serious. If I was in Gideon's shoes, I would be so scared too. I have a whole army, but God told me to only send 300 people versus another army. Is he crazy? Well, God's not crazy. He knew what he was doing. In fact, in the verses before this story, God says, you have so many people in your army that if you fight these people, the people will think that they won the fight instead of God winning the fight. So God instructed Gideon to take less people into battle to prove that it was God winning this victory and that he would be glorified through this victory and not the people of Israel. But either way, I don't know about you, I would be scared. 300 people versus thousands, that doesn't seem like an even fight. But once again, that's just us thinking as human beings. We're not God. We don't see things through God's eyes. But we know we can always depend on him because he's our place of safety and he gives us strength, right? And he's always there for us in times of trouble. That's exactly what our Bible verse said. And I think this is what Gideon leaned on in this story, is that God was going to give him the strength and the courage to get through this situation that was so troubling for him. We should all try and remember this in our walk in life. Anytime that we have trouble, we're discouraged, we're worried, we're anxious, we should look to God for support and help. That's what he's there for. He's God the Father. I really like this message. It's something that I can use more in my life every single day. Sometimes I worry about things that I don't need to worry about, and I need to remember that God is there with me, and he's with you too. Next up, we have a craft for you guys. Just in case you don't get a chance to carve some pumpkins for Halloween, we're gonna have a pumpkin craft for you coming up next.
Hi y'all, happy fall. I hope you guys are having a great and fun fall season. Whenever I think of fall, I think of pumpkins. It's one of my favorite things to do is to go pick pumpkins and carve them, and it's always a fun family adventure. So today's craft, we decided to do some paper pumpkins. It's a very easy craft. You won't need very many materials, and it's a fun one to do. So these are some of the ones that we have made. Alessia's is this one. Elijah made this one. I did this one and this one. This one has a fun little face on it. This one just has a little design on it. You can just leave it as is, just plain little pumpkin, or you can design it if you'd like. But all in all, we just hope you enjoy it. So here we go. Okay, so the materials that you're gonna need for this are very, very easy. You just need paper, glue or tape, and a pair of scissors. That's really all there is to it. If you would like to draw a design on your pumpkin, you're more than welcome to. So you can use crayons, markers, pencils, pens, whatever you have on hand that will work is totally up to you. So you don't have to use orange paper. I mean, we all know pumpkins come in all different shapes and sizes, and not all of them are just one color, right? So you can use whatever color paper you'd like. I am going to show you what you're gonna do. So the first thing you're gonna do is take your piece of paper, and I had already started cutting with this one, so, but you can just take just any piece of paper. It could just be white paper. I'm gonna take a piece of paper and we're gonna cut strips. And you can make the strips as thick as you want or as skinny as you want. It's really up to you. I think about a 1/2 inch thick is good. So that would be fine. And if you don't feel comfortable with it, you can ask a parent for help. But Elijah was able to do it just fine. And your lines don't have to be perfect, guys. And if you don't have straight edge scissors and you have like funny scissors that cut like wiggly lines or whatever, that's even cooler. We only have straight edge scissors, so that's what I'll be using. But you will need 4 strips. And again, they don't have to be perfect lines because there are no perfectly round pumpkins. They all have bumps and ridges and stuff. So here we go. We have our 4 strips of paper, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And the first thing you want to do is you want to make it like a T, right? So you want to overlap them in the shape of a T and just kind of make sure that they're even. And then right here in the center, you're going to take your glue and you're going to put a little dab of glue right there in the middle. So just like that. And then you're going to take your other piece of your strip of paper and you're just going to glue it right over top like that. Okay? And then you're just going to continue to do that. You'll do another dab of glue, and then what you'll do is you'll take that one and then you'll glue it like that. So almost like you're making a star. And then you'll take and do another, take your glue, do another dab, and then you're gonna put that one across. So this is what you should have. Hey guys, look who decided to join us. Say hi.
I'm on the break, so hi.
He's on his break from school, his little 15-minute break. So, okay, now that you have glued your pieces together, it should look like this. And this is where if you want to go ahead and draw a design or something fun on it, you can do that now, because once you put your pumpkin together, it's a little harder to do that. So I want to make a face on mine. So I'm going to draw a funny face very quickly. Hopefully it comes out. I haven't tried to do a face yet, so I'm not sure what it'll look like, but we'll see.
I'm kind of doing like a pattern. I'm doing designs.
Oh, I was just doing a design. I have a feeling this might look a little funny, but we'll see.
Hi, Eva.
Now that you have your star put together, it looks like a star, then you want to add glue to the ends, and you take one end and you take another end and you just overlap them and glue them together. And then you want to continue to do that with all of the ends until they're all glued together. You just add another dab of glue.
Until
glue
all
on
of them
top.
are gone.
Yeah. Add another dab of glue. Then you glue the next strip on top. And you just keep doing that until it's all done.
Yeah.
And you just hold for a few seconds just to make sure that it's glued down. And if you happen to not have any glue at home, you can use tape. I think I might have mentioned that, but
Yeah, I
just
heard
in
you.
case.
You mentioned that.
I mentioned that.
I heard you.
Okay. So now that my little pumpkin is all glued together, there you go. You have the shape. You want to go ahead and take a piece of green paper, or if you only have white paper, you can color some leaves green, and you want to cut out just some leaves, just in shape of leaves, and you want to cut out 2 little strips, just skinny little strips. And with the strips of paper, what you're going to do is you're kind of going to like twirl it around. You want to like twist it like that. Right? Because what we're going to do with these is we're kind of making vines. Another easy way to do it is if you just take like one of your fingers and you wrap it around your finger,
That would be better.
and you kind of hold it, like pinch it down around your finger, and then you just pull it, and there you go. You have a little curly piece of paper. Give that vine effect. And if you don't want to do this part, you don't have to. You can just leave it at the pumpkin and that's it. So we have our leaves. We're going to glue those down. Put a little dab of glue and just do right on top. Glue it down right there, right on top of your pumpkin. Here's our other leaf. You can glue this wherever you want, whichever way you want it to be. And then you take your vines.
And then you glue it on.
Yeah, and then you glue the vines on.
Like the leaves.
Yep. Kind of want mine to be a little bit curlier, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to put a dab of glue. And we're just going to glue it right on top of there. It looks a little crazy, but it's fun.
If you're a little shorter, then that would be better.
Yeah, that's okay though. Alright, and there you go. There is your cute little pumpkin. And these are fun, so make as many as you want. You can use them for decoration around the house. You can give them for a gift to your grandparents or an aunt, or maybe like Miss Sharon or Shelby. I know Miss Shelby, we miss them all. And I hope you really enjoy this craft, and I hope you look forward to next week's craft. We have a fun one for you guys. I mean, they're always fun, but next week's I think is going to be especially fun because it goes with our theme of spies. There you go. I hope you like our cute little pumpkins.
Yeah.
And I hope that you all have a blessed week.
I'll have to go back.
And Elijah has to go back to class, and I
Bye.
have some things to take care of. So we will catch you guys next week. Bye.
All right, everyone, that is the end of our episode this week. Once again, I'm so happy that you're here with me today. Before I let you go, let me pray for you guys. Dear Father, thank you for all the children who are watching this video, Lord. Please bless them. Please help them to understand that you are always there for them in times of doubt and trouble, Father. Help them remember that you will give them the strength that they need to overcome any obstacle in their life, Lord. Please go with them every single day, helping them to grow and to be more like Jesus, Father. Jesus, in your name we pray. Amen. I'll see you all next time on next week's episode. Have a great day. Bye.